Hey Simonics, what's up? Welcome to day 16 of the Ionic holiday calendar. And today I want to talk about the 5 things that I'm looking forward to related to Ionic in the next year. So let's start. Number 1 is Ionic desktop support and server-side rendering. Deploying your Ionic application as a website or even building it into an Electron app that you can use on on Mac OS and Windows does certainly work, but it is far from being really good. Ionic was always made with the mobile devices in mind. So this was something that they maybe added later a bit. And in the post that they actually did early 2019, they already talked about improved desktop support, especially like elements, Ion datetime or other elements and media queries should work accordingly a bit better on a huge screen because they really look just terrible. You can't really use them on a website. Also, in terms of server-side rendering, there's actually the Angular Universal package already for server-side rendering or pre-rendering. I don't think that by now the server-side rendering with Ionic is working. I haven't seen examples where it works in a good way. I have seen examples with like 20 different steps and installing packages and doing crazy things, but I think this is far from being good so far. So hopefully in the next year we will see updates on these 2 areas, which will really help to not only build our app for mobile, iOS, Android or progressive web app, but also to make sure that the website that we deliver with Ionic looks great on the web. Alright, item number 2 that I noted was the Ionic animation library, which was also mentioned in this post. So in this year, I think I also had a post on using custom animations for alert and modals, and that was actually kind of hard to achieve. By now, I think they already changed this once again, how it works. And this custom web animations they wanted to implement, and in general the mechanism that they used internally, like the Ionic animation library they use, is not really public. I think I've seen some docs on GitHub that they already committed, but I haven't seen this in the official documentation, so perhaps we will see this already with the next Ionic version. I think it is really important to have full control, especially over the page transitions. So I got a lot of questions this year about page transitions. The native page transitions plugin isn't working really great anymore, so you have to develop your own animations, and I think it would be great if Ionic has something for us to easily change the animations in our apps without really something that's not documented and really hard to achieve. Alright, moving on, number 3 on my list is actually something I'm really looking forward to, and that is iOS 13 support. Since iOS 13 had a few components like the segment, they have these card modal overlays, and they're not really implemented yet in Ionic, but as far as I know, they have overview page. Where is the overview page? They actually moved something to core, so that's great. I'm not sure where they have a bundle of all these packages, and I also saw Max tweeting something like this on Twitter. So they're really cool components with great interactions, moving up and moving the screen behind this. Really looking forward to them. I think so far they're not closed or not worked on a lot, but you can always track the progress of the Ionic team, of course, on their project board. So simply go to the projects, Ionic Core, and then you will see what they're working on. Actually, right now the card style model presentation is on deck. I'm looking forward to this. Alright, item number 4 on the list from the good old Ben Sperry, who's working on the Ionic Ons. I love the Ionic Ons, and I'm really looking forward to version 5 of the Ionic Ons, which will also be included in Ionic 5. There's a cool new ear icon. I think the burger with the drink is also new. Maybe this one is also new. I'm not sure which of these, the finger, I'm not sure. But I'm really looking forward to a new release, since I've used the Ionic Ons in a lot of projects and they deserve a lot of love, and Ben deserves a lot of credits, I think, for creating them. So really looking forward how this will end up and how our apps will look with the new icons. All right, item number 5, final item that I'm looking for in the next year, is something I actually picked up in an article last year that caught my interest, and that was capacitor native views. So Max was talking in this article about capacitor and the development and what they want to do. And this was looking into the future of capacitor and talking about how native SDKs could be wrapped. So I saw this as well before with a native script, which allowed direct access to the iOS or Android native SDKs from JavaScript, which means you can basically, the day after an SDK is released, you can immediately use all the new functionalities, which isn't working that great so far with Cordova or Capacitor. So perhaps capacitor native views is something they work on, I have no idea, but it would be really cool to have some really close connection between capacitor and the native SDKs through JavaScript. Maybe someone from the Ionic team is watching this video and perhaps could talk about a few things that I mentioned in this video. I would really love to know more about this. If this is interesting for you as well, leave some questions below. Perhaps I can then forward it to the team and bring their attention to the questions raised in this video. So these are the 5 things that I'm looking forward in the next year to in regards to Ionic. I would love to know, is there anything that you are waiting for since a long time? Not maybe just a small bug that they didn't fix since 2014, but something that you're really excited about and looking forward in the next year. Just let me know below the video, and then I will catch you tomorrow once again for another day of our Ionic holiday calendar.